Hi YouTube, I'm Ashley and you're watching The Substance Project. Today I wanted to share some thoughts on earthy wine, one of my favorite topics. So with Christmas and New Year's approaching, if you're anything like me, you'll have the opportunity to be drinking a lot of wine. And as I've developed a slightly more sophisticated palate, I've really been trying to understand what I like and what I don't like. And not only that, but better understand what regions of the world those wines come from and what to ask for when I'm ordering a bottle to ensure that I'll get one that I like. I'm very fortunate to have fantastic in-laws who drink fantastic wine and have shared that with me. And through tasting with them, I've learned that I really like earthy wines. That's just a term that is used pretty popularly in the wine world, but also that just came to me as I was drinking particular wines that really tasted delicious to me. But I never really knew what that meant or exactly what about them I liked. So I was running into problems where I would be out at dinner with my husband and ask for, hey, can you please give me your earthiest wine? Give me something really earthy, something that's not fruity. And often I end up with a bottle that I just don't really love. And I sort of always scratching my head and wondering if I was using the wrong term, if earthy actually isn't the right term, right? So I didn't really know a whole lot about it. But recently I had the opportunity to do some wine tasting with another Substance Project friend, Lauren, in Sonoma, and a sommelier at Frank Family Vineyards, which is fantastic, by the way. I will link to it. Enlightened me and really opened my mind as to what it means for a wine to be earthy and gave me some great tidbits for how to actually order an earthy wine that I like in the future. So let me share that with you. What he said was totally simple, but he said basically there's two main styles of production for wine, New World and Old World. Let me explain New World first because I think it explains why I was getting wine that I didn't like. So in New World production, that's really specific to the U.S., Napa and Sonoma in particular, and a number of other regions. There's a couple things that they do differently. First, before they harvest the grapes, they wait until the peak of ripeness so that those grapes are super ripe, they're big, they're full of fruit, their juice to skin ratio is really high. So with every little grape, there's going to be a lot of juice in it, right? And it's going to be really fruity. They also use a lot of great technology, which allows them to get a clean swipe of the grapes. So when they're harvesting, they're just getting the grapes. They're not getting, any of the dirt or the stems along with it. So with that style of production, you're going to have a more fruit-forward wine or fruity wine. By contrast, the Old World style of production, which is really common in places like Italy and France, they do things a little bit differently. First of all, they don't wait until the peak of ripeness. So the grapes that you're getting, they might not be too big, which means that their juice to skin ratio is going to be low. So there's going to be more actual skin involved than the juice. And the juice that you are getting isn't going to be quite as fruity. Another difference is that they don't necessarily use all that new technology. And so rather than just pulling in the grapes for fermentation, they're actually pulling in whole clusters from the vine, right? That would include the stems, the leaves, maybe some dirt that's on the leaves. In essence, you're actually pulling in more of the earth to be included in the fermentation process. So this sommelier explained that it's probably those truly earthy flavors that are influencing the taste of the wine that I like. So moving forward, not only am I continuing to ask for earthy wines, but I'm also getting more specific about where I ask them from, right? Even if a cab from Napa is described as earthy, I'm probably not going to like it quite as much as a cab from Italy. Anyways, that was my big aha moment coming out of my Napa trip, and I hope it helps you with ordering around the holidays. Enjoy and cheers!